Coach, just talking about the pressure that the Raptors brought tonight, was that something that you guys were surprised? I think you guys probably prepared for that full court press, but what happened tonight?
Yeah, we had watched it on the film and knew that it was coming. But our decision making obviously wasn't very good. There were a couple times we were surprised by it, and we were organized, but again, our decision making wasn't great in those moments, and those turnovers really hurt.
What did you think about Christian with playmaking tonight? It seemed like he was being really intentional about getting his teammates involved.
Yeah, he's never, when he has the ball, he's always either looking to attack or make a play for his teammate. Tonight, he had the ball at the top of the floor quite a bit and looked for his teammates, and that was great. That was good.
Coach, this is the second game in a row you all came out fast, and then they made some type of adjustment. What type of adjustments are they making to get back into the game like that?
Yeah. I think some of it is we're coming out hot and we're making shots. And then we have stretches where we turn the ball over like 3 times in a row. Or there are stretches where they get 3 offensive rebounds in a row. Or they drive the ball and lay the ball in 3 times in a row. And those are the ones that hurt us the most. So, yeah, we've been starting the games off pretty good, and our energy's been very good. But just I won't even call them young mistakes, but the growing pains that we have are evident at those points of the game.
Gary Trent's been exceptional for them for about 10 games or so.
Yeah.
Was tonight just a situation that you guys missing the summits defensively, or just making tough shots?
No, he made some tough shots. He got going early. We did make some mistakes on him for sure. We wanted him to play inside in the 3-point line, and once we started to get him, once he got hot, it didn't matter where he was, whether he was driving the ball all the way to the rim or shooting his pull up. But yeah, we didn't do a very good job on him.
The first sub of the game was KJ coming in, I think for Jalen, which was pretty an unusual sub. And then you had stretches where you had KJ, Alpi, and Christian out there at the same time. What was your goal in having those 3 out there, and what did you see from that group?
Well, we only had 9 guys, and we only had basically 3 guards. So the goal was to take Jalen out early so he could come back in and be a primary ball handler with Josh when Josh was on the floor. That was one of the reasons Tate played as many minutes as he did, because we needed ball handling on the floor, especially against their pressure. So the rotations were based on that.
What were your thoughts or feelings today about the trade?
I'm happy about the trade. I think it helps us. You know, Schröder's a good player. He is proven. He is a veteran guy who's been in some playoff series and has had some success. It's always hard to lose guys that you care about. It's always hard to lose Theis and DJ and Armani. So yeah, it's a positive trade for our group, I believe. But you know, I'm gonna miss those guys.
As much as everything is sort of viewed through the impact on rebuilding and long term, to have him just to help that second unit and sort of bolster that group in the interim, is there value to that?
Absolutely. I mean, tonight would have been very different if we had him out there against their pressure. It also would have been different if we had Eric Gordon out there against their pressure. When you're young and you're seeing things for the first time, as much as you can kind of go through them, it takes experience. It takes stuff like what tonight happened, like tonight that happens, to grow from that and to have a couple guys out there who have seen stuff like that and don't get rattled by it will help.
You've spoken highly about Daniel Theis when he was here.
Yeah.
Are you pleased to see him go to a situation where team that's coming in?
Yeah, I'm very happy for him to be able to move back to a city that he knows, to an organization that he knows, to people that his family and himself are close with. It's a lot easier to move to a city where you know the people and you know the organization and they know you, and there isn't that kind of period of adjustment. He should be able to just kind of get right into it. So yeah, I'm very happy for him because of the professionalism that he showed in the time that he was here, whether it was the beginning of the season when we were losing and he was out there fighting, or when he came out of the lineup and he continued to play when I needed him to play, and or sit multiple games in a row. That just shows the kind of person he is. It shows the character of the guy that he is. So Boston will be happy to have him back, I'm sure.
You talked about Dennis being a proven point guard. With him in the game, playing with Josh, sometimes they'll be able to move Josh back to his natural two guard position.
Yeah. That'll allow Josh to play some two, play off the ball, play on the ball some, and it'll increase our pace for sure. And I don't want to kind of talk too much about what it's going to look like until I actually see it. But yeah, he's someone who's used to having the ball in his hands, used to making plays for others, used to being crafty and getting to the hoop with good spacing, and he knows what that looks like. So it'll be good for everybody on the floor.
Jalen and Alpi haven't shared the floor a whole ton this season. I felt like much more earlier in the beginning portions of the season than as of late, but how can those two guys benefit each other when they are on the floor together?
Yeah, I mean, there is the pressure release, I guess you could say, where if one is being pressured, you could just give it to the other one and he can initiate. And then they're just so, I guess their versatility kind of helps each other, whether it's high-low type action or getting the ball from one side to the other, or getting the ball into the post and letting the other one like be a screener. They can kind of play in that high-low type action, but both be very very good at helping their teammates play well.